40-0, Ryan Fuller from Lisbon. 44-0, Brett Christensen from Lennox. Lisbon's coach, Dean Happel, and Lennox coach, Aaron McGuire.
Fuller being the defending state champion at this weight class, Class A. And Christensen is just one of those fellows that's just difficult to...
and he's been hanging around, Jim.
Right.
State qualifier, second 2 years ago, fourth last year. Just trying to get over the hump. Neat story.
Yep. He lost in overtime. Basically, Fuller and Christensen have gone before, and Fuller lost the match, or Christensen won the match back in 2000 in overtime.
Wow. Rode him out in sudden death.
Right.
Rode him out, and just what we saw didn't happen at 215 pounds in the previous 3A championship. Oh, I think this promises to be a wild one, Jim.
Well, Fuller likes to mix it up, and Christensen is deceptive in his strength. I mean, it doesn't look like he's real strong out there, but I've seen guys get in on his legs and they just bounce right off of him, and he doesn't really knows his position from the top. That's where he really shines.
Well, Brett's uncle, Gary Christensen, was a longtime coach at Winterset. Great program down at Winterset, and now Brett, he's got a lot of cousins, Christensen cousins. I can't name them all.
Yeah, if your name is Christensen from the southwestern part of the state, you have something to do with wrestling.
And you've been here.
Coach, you either officiate or you wrestle.
Well, Indianola's Deaver gets an early pin to win in 3A over Thompson from Southeast Polk Runnels, and Deaver finishes 38-0 for Coach Wes Creason. Indianola, they win the championship there in 3A at heavyweight. So that was a fast one. 0-0 to start the second period here between Christensen and Fuller.
Well, this is a really critical time in this match here for Fuller. He needs to try to get out from underneath.
And he does.
Yep. And so he's got to be having some confidence that he has been able to get out from somebody who had written him out before. So
in 2A, South Tama's Chris Harrison, who's 40-0, is out to a 7-1 lead over Harrison-Johanson from Rhinebeck, GRNT High School in Rhinebeck.
Heard a lot of good accolades about Harrison from South Tama. Good aggressive style, tough in the top position. You're going to see a lot of hand fighting between these two wrestlers out here. Christensen from Lennox and Fuller from Lisbon. Again, they're going ear to ear.
Last match of the evening. Heavyweight. Fuller from Lisbon versus Christensen from the Lennox.
Fuller normally in his matches, he shoots in vectors. He just explodes right through his opponents. But you can tell he's got some respect for what Fuller's or Christensen's about here. There's a nice single leg attempt by Fuller, limp arm. And Christensen felt that limp arm coming, and he worked with it, squared up, no points.
1-0 in favor of Fuller with that escape coming in the first part of this second period.
There's a double stall warning there. Also, could come into play later in the match. Here we go. We've got collar tie. See how Christensen works inside. Fuller likes to work off the collar.
Time. Okay, we'll go to the third period now. In this last match, heavyweight match and single leg. You'll want to stay tuned at the conclusion of tonight's telecast for a very special musical tribute to the many athletes we've seen in our past 31 years. Iowa Public Television has compiled a musical memories feature you won't want to miss. That's tonight following this match and on the final broadcast of the High School Wrestling Championships by Iowa Public Television. That's going to be a That's going to be something else there, looking at all the past winners, and
I can't wait to see it.
yeah, I'm excited.
Action offense! Warning! That's one!
One for Fuller. Warning on Christensen.
And
So it's
Christensen
2-1.
answers the call
Yes,
here,
he
drops
does.
right into a single leg of his own.
He needs to pull it back on, doesn't he, Jim? Get up, and
Yeah.
pull it back on.
Maybe come down to the ankle if he can.
Can't
Pull him-
step out. He's got a nice...
He's got to circle back to his left, which will give him more room. He tried to sweep at the edge of the mat.
Fuller does a nice job of getting off the mat.
Now, I think that this is a situation where the official that gave that double stall call too early. You either got to call one or the other, and because now, I mean, Christensen answered the call. He came back to a single leg, and I know these guys are both giving up territory, but that was probably the best shot of the match. And you're behind 1-0, or 2-1.
Offense!
See Christensen or Fuller just kind of keeping his head down. He knows he's got the lead here. He's 30 seconds in the match. There's another single attack there. Nice job by the official here. Well, that's well officiated match here. He gave the advantage to Fuller on a shot. Christensen answered with 2 shot attempts. So that tied it up.
So it's where it's going. Where it's going is probably where it should go.
Right.
Into overtime. And that's what's going to happen. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we go to overtime.
1 minute, let's go.
Fitting.
Yeah. Well, they just haven't been able to get much done. They both got a very good head-hands defense, and
We just don't want to stop broadcasting. Here we go.
That's right. Nice collar shuck by attempt by Fuller. And Fuller has right here. Fuller has the advantage in the tie. He's trying to work a shot off that. Wasn't able to do it.
Don't push, don't push.
Came back to a drag on the other side. Fuller has the advantage in the tie here. Let's see what he can do with it. He's got an underhook. Chose not to do anything there.
25 seconds left in this first overtime period. Here we go.
Pick it up.
Referee Michael Denner from Waverly calling this close match, the final match of the evening at 1A.
Yeah, it's not the officials' fault that these guys haven't taken many chances in the match. Going to the coin flip.
Here we go to double
Red, it's your
overtime.
choice.
It's Red's choice. He chooses down, and
Red
here we
takes
go.
down.
And did you see Christensen? I don't know whether he thinks he can ride him. He goes,
Yeah.
Let him get set. Bottom set.
Yeah.
Please don't move.
He dropped his head.
Come on.
He got real high on him there.
Trying to get that
Nice
weight
job.
on him.
Now Christensen does a good job of hovering up here over the shoulders. Now he slid off the side.
Second championship for Fuller.
Boy, he did a nice job of clearing his hips there. It's
Brett,
unfortunate it has to be
Christensen-
decided like that, but it's
Shake hands, gentlemen. Congratulations. Here I am.
Christensen comes up short for a second time. 4 times the state tournament qualifier. Got second as a sophomore, 4th last year, second again this year. Fuller wins his second for Lisbon.
that's the strangest reaction I've seen out of a champion. He just sprinted for the. Oh,
Well, that's it. And in 1A, or in 2A, South Tama's
Chris Harrison certainly did dominate that match in AA in the heavyweight division. And in fact, it was a neighborhood scrap, you might say. We called him South Tama High School, but Aaron Johnson, who he beat 14-1, is from Gladbrook Rhinebeck, and they have a joint wrestling program with North Tama. So South Tama really defeated the Gladbrook Rhinebeck North Tama 14-1. The champion is Chris Harrison of South Tama High School in AA. More awards.
At heavyweight, it was Matt Thompson of Southeast Polk going against conference rival Casey Deaver of Indianola. It was the same outcome. They've wrestled several times this season, and Deaver was able to get the fall in the first period, 1:52. Your Class 3 heavyweight state champion is Casey Deaver of Indianola.
That was just huge.
Back to the awards for 275.
Presenting the Class 1A Heavyweight Awards, Coach Dean Happel of Lisbon. 6th place, Andrew Lancic, Battle Creek, Ida Grove. 5th place, Mike Weber, Don Bosco, Gilbertville. 4th place, Richard Schock, Bondurant, Farrar. 3rd place, Blake Dodd, Dyke, New Hartford. Runner-up, Brett Christensen, Lennox. And the Class 1A Heavyweight Champion from Lisbon, Ryan Fuller.
Well, Dean, would you give me some thoughts about tonight's competition?
Well, Tim, so much can be said, of course. The emotion, all the sacrifice that's gone into these wins in order to get here tonight. But, you know, one thing I didn't mention that really stuck out, and I really want to mention it now. In the AA match at 145 pounds, there were 2 wrestlers there with grade point averages right at 4 point. 3.9 for Joe Euchre of Osage, 3.8 for Jared Abel of Winterset. Jared Abel won the championship, but look at the academic record there. Back to the awards.
Jay Husky of South Tama County, Tama. 6th place, Chris Felder, Owine. 5th place, Wade Machin, Osage. 4th place, Rob Hayes, Maquoketa. 3rd place, Ben Dunkelberger, Union LaPorte City. Runner-up, Harrison-Johanson, GRNT Rhinebeck. And the Class 2A Heavyweight Champion from South Tama County, Chris Harrison.
Let's get some thoughts about tonight's competition from you, Joe.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a lot of appreciation toward the 5 three-time state champions that we had tonight. Ryder, Edelson, Galloway, and the Paulson brothers. I'm really excited for the future here. And watching all the classes and all the rounds, I think the freshman class is as good as we've seen it. So I'm really looking forward to coming down here the next 2-3 years and watching those young kids develop.
Thanks, Joe. And, of course, remember Moyer. No.
Yeah. Yeah, Moyer didn't get his 3rd title.
He didn't. He did not get his 3rd.
Indianola. 6th place, Brandon Knapp, Davenport West. 5th place, Chad Barkalow, Iowa City West. 4th place, Tom Power, North Scott Eldridge. 3rd place, Matt Michelson, Waukee. Runner-up, Matt Thompson, Southeast Polk Reynolds. And the Class 3A Heavyweight Champion from Indianola, Casey Deaver.